Welcome everyone. I'm so glad you came. I love Christmas. I love everything about Christmas. I love the Christmas trees, the presents, the cooking, the family coming over. It's a great time to grow out your beard. I love the cards. I love the kids. I even love the Christmas movies. And I like hot chocolate. Have you ever noticed that there are these people out there that want to put a hot blanket on Christmas movies? They think that all the movies that are made nowadays are just not adequate. And what now? Are they going to tell us that the Druids made hot chocolate? So what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to throw away all the Christmas movies out there? Maybe we just need a new voice in Christmas that tells us new stories we haven't heard before. Or maybe a neighbor of mine should learn how to shut the fuck up. Or maybe, just maybe, a company like Hallmark is already on the team.
Whether you are a fan or not, Hallmark Christmas movies are here to stay. This year alone, they delivered a record-breaking 32 new Christmas movies, which will be airing throughout their ever-popular Countdown to Christmas. So why are they so popular? Well, if you watch more than one Hallmark film, it becomes very apparent very quickly that they do follow particular patterns, themes, scenes, plots, and rules. Hallmark has molded a specific style of film that has become comfort food for television. So being that they generate similar films over and over again in mass production, is Hallmark capable of making a Christmas movie a classic that will be replayed over and over again each holiday? A film so good, it'll become a family's Christmas tradition. For the last couple years, I have been given the challenge of watching 25 Hallmark Christmas movies in 25 days starting on December 1st. With all these films I watch, will I find a brand new Christmas classic? Well, let's take a look at a few.
Love at a Thanksgiving Day Parade. A parade coordinator has to team up with a financial consultant to find out if the parade is giving the city money. What she's going to teach him is that the parade is worth more than money, and she's going to teach him how to love.
After reading the synopsis, I had hoped to see a little history or even inside information about the incredible Thanksgiving Day parades. Instead, the film spends all its time on an unlikable, spoiled, know-it-all named Emily Jones. She wears vintage clothing because she cannot live in the present, she tells off strangers in public, and she thinks that her shit does not stink. When she jumps to the conclusion that her precious memories of her Thanksgiving Day parade past are at stake, she becomes even more unlikable.
Is the city liable for any...
May I finish?
Of course. Sorry?
Thank you.
And I am not exaggerating about her being so self-absorbed.
You realize that defeats the entire purpose of a community parade. You know what? Can you stop? Stop, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will walk.
Yep, she cares so much for the community that she didn't even pay the coachman. The film does give us a scene at the very beginning in a weak effort to make her appear more likable by showing her talking to children.
Come to Chicago to be in the parade. Yeah! Of course, we never know if he's going to make it, so we always hire a guy in a Santa suit just in case. Watch the parade really closely to see if it's the real Santa or if it's just a good look-alike.
Now that's kind of sweet. You know, that actually makes me look forward to seeing the ending and seeing the look on the children's faces as they're watching closely to see if that is the real Santa.
Brian doesn't know anything about me.
You know what? Fuck the kids. It's not about them anyways.
I do. This is it.
This is what?
This is the best day of my life.
That's right, it's not about the kids. It's all about this spoiled, privileged white lady. And on that note, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Operation Christmas. A single mother teams up with a military sergeant in order to bring a comfortable, beautiful Christmas to military families. Careful, Hallmark. This is a touchy subject. You don't want to overdo it.
Hi, come on in.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Is that Joey?
This is my neighbor Sarah and her son Joey. I look after him sometimes when she teaches yoga. This is Olivia with the toy drive.
Hi.
She's helping the kids get toys this year.
Do you know Santa?
Well,
Can you tell him I don't want any toys? I just want my dad home for Christmas.
And you overdid it.
Journey back to Christmas. A World War II nurse gets transported to the year 2016, where she is taught that Christmas is timeless.
Bear with me on this one, my friends, because I have a lot to unpack. That being said, spoiler alerts ahead. Accepting that her husband had been killed in the war, Nurse Hannah struggles to find a place and purpose for herself in the world.
I just wanted to make a happy home for my husband. And now I don't have any purpose at all.
You never know. Even the smallest stone makes a ripple in the water.
Luckily, her car gets stuck in fake snow, forcing her to find shelter in a nearby shed at the exact same time a magical comet flies over her head, sending her 70 years into the future. In the future, she's taken in by a family who's celebrating Christmas and help her find beauty in herself at the same time as trying to solve the mystery of why she's traveled time. After about 4 to 5 days of Hannah getting comfortable with her new surroundings, they finally make the connection that her time-traveling phenomenon is linked to the comet that returns every 70 years on the exact same day.
71 to be exact. Discovered by Francesco de Vico in 1874 on December 22nd.
Today.
They also discover a postcard that Hannah wrote back in the past after the date that she disappeared, proving that she does get back to her own time. And the postcard brags about her 3rd-year anniversary with her husband, proving that he also never died.
This means that you get to go home too.
So to get Hannah back to the past, they put her back in the same shed, turn their backs to her, and start singing Christmas carols to a gazebo while awaiting the Christmas comet. So the very next day... Wait, what? It's daylight now? And these people are just turning around to see if Hannah is in the shed? This film wants us to believe that these people were up all night singing Christmas carols and like 8 or 9 hours worth? Who the fuck are all these people? Hannah only made her presence known to about maybe 10, 12 people throughout the film? Why is there a crowd?
Photos from Hannah's camera.
Okay, so here's where the film turns into a real kick in the dick. Tom Skerritt plays the adult version of Toby, an orphan boy that Hannah looked after at the hospital before she traveled to the future.
Because I was your favorite boy in the hospital.
You were.
Before her disappearance, Hannah accidentally leaves her camera with Toby, who keeps it with him throughout his life just in case he sees her in the future. Since we know that Hannah does get back to her past at the end of the film, there is no reason for Toby to keep her camera. For argument's sake, let's just say that she went back to the past and told Toby about her adventures of time travel, which causes him to keep the camera just in case he sees her in the future. If that is the case, then why is he trying to figure out how to get her back to the past? Why is he in suspense after leaving her in the shed for 8 hours? Why wouldn't he tell her about her husband not dying? What the film actually tells us is that Hannah got back to the past and never went back to work. And this brings us to the message of the film.
Sometimes the smallest things change a life.
The smallest stone makes a ripple in the water.
That's right. Everybody is important because everything that you do in your life can have a huge influence on what happens in the future. And this is made more clear when the photos are passed around. One particular photo is of the grandparents of the people that helped out Hannah. Toby explains to them that it was Hannah that introduced their grandparents.
She hadn't done that one little thing, then
none of us would be here.
And this is a nice message. However, the one person that the message was meant for had already traveled back to the past prior to the reveal of the photographs that solidified her importance as an individual. You see, everything that Hannah did in the past that had a positive effect in the future, she did when she thought her husband was dead. And because Hannah heads back before she can learn that the importance of her actions as an individual will have an everlasting effect on the future, she no longer makes any ripples in water, and her identity is left out of the history books.
Oh, and I had George Google her, and you know what he found?
What?
Nothing.
Oh.
But you know what? Who needs an identity when you can be an obedient wife? Am I right, Hallmark?
Why not just call your husband to help you?
Yeah, great message. Merry fucking Christmas, Hallmark. November Christmas. A young girl with cancer is going to teach a small town the true meaning of Christmas. Watch it, Hallmark. This is a touchy subject. I had to double check at the end of this film to make sure that it was actually a Hallmark Christmas movie. I mean, the story's original, the characters are believable, the children could actually act, and I lost myself in the emotions. Sam Elliott delivers one of his best performances, and everyone around him excels by association. There is a particular heart-to-heart with John Corbett and Sam Elliott as they discuss the power of a loss of a child that will lead to a loss of faith. A lesser film would take this subject matter and say that it is a blessing from God that this tragedy happened, and that it is a lesson for people to learn from. I'm looking at you, Christmas shoes. Instead, we get an intelligent and earnest understanding of Sam Elliott's motivations that will tug at your heartstrings. And I'm not going to lie to you, this movie made me cry. This is a beautiful story. A lot of people might find it emotionally shrewd, but I felt it was handled with class and grace. November Christmas made me happy to endure the last 3 Hallmark Christmas movies. Well, there you have it. 1 out of 4 is not too bad. Stay tuned for more Hallmark Christmas reviews coming later this month. And for more information about the Movie Jerks, you can go to www.themoviejerks.ca.
Movie Jerks.